Say when missionaries want to attack Islam, they always quote some random hadith no one has ever heard of. Like you say, Sheikh, it's not a hadith if we don't know whether the chains of narrations and they're clear and things like that. And the point is actually quite good when some people, some of those who attack Islam, they use some this hadith. It's either incomplete or we don't even know the so-called hadith. Where does it come from? I mean, it sounds really bizarre sometimes, and I don't even know where they quote from. And I wish for those who are against Islam, who somehow dislike Islam for whatever reason, you being honest to yourself and actually look it up and find out what are the sources, rather than just quoting after quoting. And sometimes what people do is there's one person who made up something, and the next person just used that, the next person just used it, and then they all just reference back to that same person, the same source. And there are some websites out there who are those who are against Islam, who hate Islam for whatever reason, whoever they are, they put it out there and people use that as a resource. And then I actually, if any one of you here who are non-Muslim, for example, and if you have any questions about Islam, and I say this to everybody, go and look into the Quran, go into look the authentic sources, the many books that have been written about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In one of my talk when I was in Fiji recently, and I gave a talk to a group of non-Muslims. We are not yet Muslims, yeah. And one of the things that I said was, I told them a story of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam just before he go to migrate to Medina, and we all know that Ali took his place and sleep in his bed, right? Now on that night as well, there's a few interesting things, right? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also give to Ali certain things that already been entrusted for him to look after by this mushrikun of Makkah, because we know that he's known as Al-Amin, so he's been trusted to look after certain things, right? So they gave him to look after these things, whatever dealings, certain things. So, and when he wanted to go to Medina, he go and he told Ali, he said, look, we have to return this back to those people, so that because I'm not able to look after these things. My point being is, right, the non-Muslim, even though they hate the teaching, the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they don't like the idea of accepting Islam, but they still know that they can trust him, which is very interesting, right? You don't like this guy because he's preaching something, you don't want to, you hate the message, you dislike it, but you know that he himself, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is a good character, is a good moral character. You still believe him to look after certain things, to trust him with certain things, to give him some amana, right? So and I mentioned this to the group, and I said that some of them are the audience are children, and I said, look, can I ask you a question? If this is the guy, who people dislike his message, but they still trust him with certain things, will he not be a messenger? Will he not be someone who's been chosen by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?